Yes, the hidden gem among horror movies of 2019. So I just started subscribing to this program called Shudder, which is like Netflix but just for horror movies. And when I was looking at reviews for the app, somebody said it was worth it for this movie called Haunt alone. Like you should download it just for that one movie. So of course I did, and I was actually surprised by how good the movie was. Scott Beck and Brian Woods wrote this and directed this movie, and if you don't recognize those names, those are the people that made A Quiet Place. This is definitely not a Hereditary, but for what it's worth, it's really good. The movie is also better on first watch by a lot than second watch. I've noticed that a lot. Because there's a lot of surprises in the movie, and when you know they're coming, it's not as good. So I definitely do recommend you watch the movie before this review, but I also will have like a spoiler warning about midway through, so you can watch the review to see if you'll like it for the beginning, kind of half-ish, and then when I give my spoiler warning later, then you can stop the movie. Before I forget, also, Gabby Leithschiel, I hope I'm saying that right, I'm probably not, but she's the one that created the costumes and all the masks and several props in the movie, so I definitely want to give her a lot of credit. I think the masks really contributed a lot to the movie. Without them, it wouldn't be the same, so I really think that she did a good job. I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of people don't get credit, and I think that she should be recognized for that. So I will also link her website in the description where she wrote about it more and kind of shows the process of her making the masks. So I thought that was really cool. So that will be in the description, but I'm wasting time already. So let's get right into this movie. The movie Haunt takes place in Carbondale, Illinois on Halloween night. It starts off by showing us some B-roll of a neighborhood to which it eventually settles down on a house. Out of nowhere, we see a pumpkin get smashed against a door. Bailey, played by Lauren McLean, goes outside to check out what happened and sees a red pickup truck driving away. Then we get introduced to the main character, Harper, played by Katie Stevens. Harper and Bailey are roommates. Harper is covering up some bruises she has on her face with makeup. We also see a photo of Harper and her boyfriend Sam, played by Samuel Hunt, in front of a red pickup truck, inferring Harper is in an abusive relationship and her boyfriend is the one who threw the pumpkin. Harper is then confronted by Bailey. Bailey tells her that she saw the bruises and she knows her boyfriend is the one that vandalized their house. She encourages her to break up with him. We're also introduced to Angela, played by Shazi Raha, and Mallory, played by Schuler Helford. Angela is on Bailey's side and invited Harper to come out to the Halloween party with them. Harper agrees and sends a message to her boyfriend saying it's over. At the party, when Harper is just chilling, she notices a guy signaling her to come over. When she gets to the guy, she realizes he was signaling somebody else, but he's cool with it. His name is Nathan, played by Will Britton. Nathan and Harper start talking and get to know each other. While they are talking, a man accidentally spills a drink over Harper. His name is Evan, played by Andrew Caldwell. This scene was really funny because he said he was dressed up as a human centipede, and the other two people did not want to participate. Speaking of that, I did a human centipede video myself, similar to this video where I go through the whole plot and explain it and kind of give a review. If you want to see that, check it out. It's on my channel. This is like my 4th video, so it probably shouldn't be too hard to find, but yeah, just throwing that out there. Harper then gets texted by Sam where he said, "Guess my costume." Harper goes outside to get a breather, but she sees a man in a devil mask stalking her. Assuming it is Sam, she texts him, questioning him. Nathan meets Harper outside where he asks her to tell him a scary story. She tries to tell him one, but she's getting flashbacks of her childhood trauma. She then tells Nathan she wants to go, but he says he wants her to continue having fun with him and the group. And guess what? She agrees. While they were outside, Evan found a flyer for an extreme haunted house, and they all decide they want to go to that. While they are driving to the haunted house, there's some really funny dialogue between Nathan and Evan. Evan is basically an Uber driver, and he wants Nathan to pay for the service even though they're friends. It's some pretty funny dialogue. Harper notices someone following them, and it seems to be the red pickup truck. She then tells Evan to pull over and hide. The truck seemed to stop following them and they made it to the haunted house. When they get to the haunted house, we see a group of people going in. Then, after Harper and the friends get situated, they go to the entrance of the haunted house where they are greeted by a man in a clown mask. The group has to sign these liability wagers and they put their phones in a box which is locked up, but they do get to keep the key to it. Then they start the haunted house by entering the garage. The haunted house starts off normally, but after a few minutes they enter a room where there is a glass wall. On the other side of the glass wall, there is a woman in a witch mask who opens up a bag revealing a girl who is from the group that entered earlier in the haunted house right before them. Unfortunately, they do not know that and assume the girl is just a part of the show. She screams for somebody to help her and the witch burns her face. The group was impressed by how real it felt. Maybe because it was real? I mean, that's possibly an option too, right? The group continues to go through the haunted house until the path splits into two ways, the safe way and the not safe way. Nathan, Angela, and Bailey go through the safe way, and Harper, Mallory, and Evan go through the non-safe way. To make it easier on myself, I'm going to explain the not safe way first and then the safe way second. In the movie, it jumps between the two. They're happening at the same time, and that would just get confusing. So yeah, I'm going to start with the not safe way, and then I'll do the safe way second. For the non-safe way, Harper, along with Evan and Mallory, go through this cobwebbed hallway to where they see real spiders. Eventually, they get to a room with 3 coffins. They realize that one of the coffins has a secret door on the backside, but you have to close the door for it to open on the backside. Evan and Harper get through the coffin door fine, but when Mallory goes into the coffin, the secret door doesn't open, and instead, a hole appears above her. Then a ton of real spiders fall through the hole, and Mallory panics and screams. Luckily, the secret door opened, and she gets out. The next room shows us a tunnel, which they have to crawl through. While they all crawl through the tunnel, it seems that Mallory had gotten lost. When Harper and Evan finally make it out of the tunnel, they hear a third person crawling. Instead of Mallory crawling out, the third person appears to be the devil man Harper saw earlier at the party. Yo, what's up? I saw you at the party. Man, it's such a small world. They continue through the hallway with the devil man following behind them. Harper notices the emergency exit, but decides to not go through it. After a bit of walking, they stop at an entrance for a slide where they hear chainsaw noises at the bottom. When they go down the slide, there's another masked person, but this one is a zombie with a chainsaw, and when he gets really close to Evan, Evan pushes him away, asking him what's his problem, and that he was invading his personal space. Then they go through the door. Now for Nathan, Angela, and Bailey, who went through the safe way. Now remember, this is happening at the same time as the not safe way that I just described. Nathan, Angela, and Bailey walk through this hallway where the walls are covered in oil and there are these huge trash bags filled with it. Then they walk to a room where there are 3 holes and you have to guess what you're feeling. Angela goes first and yells brains, to which she pulls out spaghetti. Nathan goes second and he pulls out a grape. Bailey goes third and she couldn't feel anything. However, when she pulled her arm out, she noticed her ring was gone that belonged to Harper. So Nathan tries to help her grab the ring. During this, he feels someone else grabbing him, and then Bailey gets slashed. When she pulls her arm out, there are several big cuts on her arm. Okay, so when Harper and Evan went down that slide leading to the zombie guy, and they exited through that door, that led to Nathan and the others. So now they are all back together again. So they've met up. Evan and Harper see that something is wrong, and Bailey is hurt. Before they can explain anything, these curtains open, revealing the witch who has the burn stick. Like earlier, there is a bag, and when the witch opens the bag, it reveals Mallory, letting us, the audience, infer that Mallory is facing the same fate as the girl from the beginning. The witch takes the burn stick and jabs Mallory in the head, killing her. Panicking, Nathan said he's gonna go forward through the haunted house alone to try to find a way out. Also, Evan can pick locks, so he attempts to pick one of the locks, but he says the lock on the door was unpickable. Evan then realizes the witch left her burn stick behind on the other side of the fence. Evan's arms are too big to fit through the fence, however, Angela's are not. Right before Angela grabs the stick, the witch is back and steps on her hand. Luckily, Angela moved it enough backwards so Evan could grab the stick quickly before the witch could, but Angela is now in pain. For Nathan, he arrives at this new area where he sees another masked person person. However, this one is a ghost. He yells at the ghost that someone is hurt and they need help. Then the lights turn on and the ghost man said he will help them. Nathan and the ghost arrive back to the area where the others are, and the ghost was shocked to see the girls bleeding and tells them he's gonna get them out of there and that nothing like this was supposed to happen. He also shows them a set of keys, and Harper mentioned the emergency exit door she saw earlier and says they should go backwards through the house and use it. When they get to the area and open the emergency door, it was a fake and it was blocked by bricks. While there are some tensions between the ghost and the others, he tells them that his name is Mitch. This is really random, but for some odd reason, I feel like the ghost's name should be Loki. He just looks like a Loki. I don't know why. He feels like a Loki. They need to go crawl through the tunnel where Mallory disappeared, and Mitch tells them that there's a trapdoor that is triggered by weight, so they will have to go through the tunnel one at a time. Evan tells the group that he remembers his way around the house and that he will go first, get outside, pick the lock to the phone box, and call for help. Then he said Mitch will go second, with Nathan going third, following him with the poker stick in case Mitch forgets what side he's on. Then Angela and Bailey will go, with Harper being last. Once they get to the end of the tunnel, they will yell clear for the next person. Before Evan headed through, Harper asked Mitch to give her the keys. Then Evan headed through. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here to give the spoiler warning. If the movie's been interesting to you so far and it feels like something you would like and something that you are enjoying right now, I do recommend clicking out. If you're too lazy to do that, I guess you can just stick here, but I really do support the people that make the movie. So I do suggest that you go and check out the movie, but if you don't want to, you don't have to, and you can continue watching. So I'm getting into some spoilers and some pretty important stuff to the plot. Everything went well at first, however, it was a poor decision to have Mitch go second because when Mitch got to the end of the tunnel, he took a hammer and nailed a board across the exit. Well, technically it's the entrance since they're going backwards. Preventing a way out, Mitch then yelled next, giving Nathan the cue to go in, leading Nathan to getting stuck. While Harper was waiting, she started hearing sounds on the other side of the door. Then the handle started to shake, and she yelled at Angela and Bailey to go run. Then the door swung open, revealing the devil with a pitchfork. Unfortunately, Bailey was very slow getting into the tunnel, causing Angela to get caught by the devil and stabbed in the head, killing her. For Harper, she ran the opposite way, going back deeper and deeper into the haunted house. With both Nathan and Bailey in the tunnel, the trapdoor opens and Nathan falls through it. Then it transitions to Evan, where we see him open the garage door and step outside the house, but he notices the phone box is gone. Then the camera switches to the clown man, who has the box of phones. Then we see Nathan on the floor, to which the trapdoor led him. He notices an open door and a nail gun. The scene jumps back to Evan, where we see Mitch come out of the house. Evan asks him where his friends are and where the phone box is, and Mitch replies with, "They're coming and someone's bringing it." We then go back to Harper and the devil catches back up to her. He then corners her, causing her to be stuck. Assuming it's Sam, her boyfriend, she says, "Please don't hurt me, Sam." Then the devil takes off his mask, revealing his face. The devil's man's face is extremely messed up, and his face nearly replicated the mask he had on. Sam calls Harper's phone, and the clown man answers. When Sam tells him he wants to reach Harper, the clown tells Sam he's too late. Also, we see the reveal of the clown's actual face, which, similar to the devil, matches the mask he had on. Then we see the devil again, who tells Harper he's going to take off her mask and reveal her true face. Right before he can do that, Nathan uses the nail gun he found earlier to shoot the devil, allowing Harper to escape. Back to Evan. Evan gets more nervous, telling Mitch that they should be out by now. Mitch, avoiding the question, asks Evan if he wants to see his actual face, and that it's a work in progress, but he thinks he'll like it. Mitch then kills Evan with a hammer while revealing his face. Similar to the devil and clown, his actual face is similar to his mask, but even more messed up than the other two. I find Mitch's face the scariest of them all. It just looks so inhuman. Out of all the masked people, Mitch is by far my favorite, face. It's also really scary to me to think about how deceiving his voice is. He has a very calming voice, so with the mask, you don't think anything of it.
Holy shit, is she bleeding?
Angela, what happened to your hand?
We gotta get her out.
Yeah, what the fuck's it look like I'm doing?
I have keys, man.
Where?
I'm sorry, girls. This isn't supposed to happen.
But when you see his actual face, you're like, wait, what? Back to the movie. So Mitch wasn't done with Evan after he nailed him in the head with a hammer, because he then uses the backside of the hammer to literally pry Evan's face off from his head. Maybe he thought Evan was wearing a mask. Maybe Mitch is some sort of detective. Like Scooby-Doo. Oh, I could call him Loki-Doo. Yeah, Loki-Doo. The scene switches to Harper, who is sprinting through the haunted house the correct way and runs past the ghost area, where she finally goes up a set of stairs leading to a new area. We see this bucket full of dead animal parts, which Harper has to dig through to find a flashlight. Then the lights suddenly turn off and Harper uses the flashlight to find the next section of the haunted house. The scene switches back to Nathan, who is walking through the haunted house, but from the staff areas. He walks past the 3 holes from earlier where they had to guess what they were feeling, except he's on the other side. He also sees the ring on the floor. He then grabs the ring and continues to go on. He makes it to the room with the phones. Before he can do anything, he hears someone coming and hides behind a tarp. He accidentally bumps into some paint cans, causing the person to walk toward him. You head ass, what are you doing? Now Loki-Doo is really coming after you. I'm sorry, I'll stop. We then see the silhouette of Mitch stop right in front of the tarp. After a little waiting, we see Mitch's silhouette disappear. Then we see Harper again, who is in the next area. She sees a figure facing away from her and starts to walk backwards. The figure turns around, revealing someone in a vampire mask. She then steps on these spikes. Now back to Nathan. Nathan is still hiding behind the tarp, and when he thinks the coast is clear, he comes back out of it. Unfortunately, Mitch is standing there waiting for him. Nathan slowly grabs a phone and starts talking to Mitch to distract him. He then sends his location with the word help to Sam. Since the phone wasn't on silent, Mitch hears the send sound and full on goes at Nathan with a hammer. Luckily, Nathan dodges Mitch and sprints out of the room. It shows Sam receiving the message, to which he turns his truck around and heads toward the location. Harper is on the floor screaming and pulls her foot out of the spikes. Then we see Nathan sprinting through the house, where he finds a ladder leading outside. Harper is crawling toward the exit of the room, however, her hands get stuck in this glue-like substance. Also, the room has this pulley system where the exit door is covered in knives and held up by a rope. Sounds like something Jigsaw would make. The vampire has a machete, to which he starts cutting the rope that will cause the door to close, which would leave Harper trapped. Harper uses all her might and pulls her hands free, to which she goes through the door right before it shuts. She then finds the final room, which is a bedroom. After moving things around, she is led to under the bed, where she gets the key. While she is under the bed, the door to the room opens up and she is crying because she is relating it to the childhood trauma. The devil is the one who entered the room. Instead of being scared, she tells him no and stabs him in the eye with the key. She then runs to the exit door and turns the key. Out of nowhere, the door gets busted by a gun that's connected by this mechanism. It then shows Nathan hearing the gun, revealing he's not too far away from Harper. So he goes back down the ladder and back down through the house to go help her. Harper crawls down the hallway, but the devil is still alive and attacks her. She then sticks her finger into his eye and lifts his head up right in the path of the shotgun. The shotgun fires and the devil dude gets nailed right in the head, leading to his death. Adios, amigo. Then we see Mitch talking to someone in a demon mask and asks them if they are ready. Then we see the demon walking down the halls toward Harper. Harper jumps at it and stabs it using the devil's pitchfork. Sadly, it was actually Bailey under the mask, and she had some duct tape over her mouth, and her hands were tied. We then see Bailey die. Sam finally arrives to the house. He gets out of his pickup truck, leaving the door open and his keys in it. He sets off a tripwire, which shoots a pretty big screw into his neck. The clown gets up, and when Sam reaches for his phone, he drops a cement block on his hand. The clown finishes him off by smashing his head in with a hammer. Harper is still in the hallway, but out of nowhere the wall starts breaking open, revealing Nathan is on the other side trying to get her out. While Nathan is trying to break the wall, Harper sees the zombie at the end of the hallway. Mitch suddenly attacks Nathan outside, and the zombie starts going at Harper. She loads the shotgun and shoots the zombie. Mitch is still attacking Nathan, and right before Mitch can pull his face off, Harper nails him in the head, killing him. Then the two of them continue through the haunted house before they run into the vampire. The vampire drops his machete and tells them he didn't kill anyone and he was just helping out. He then takes off his mask, revealing his face was normal. He tells them he joined assuming they would just scare some kids, but then they started killing them. He then continues with them through the rest of the house and then randomly starts digging through a chest, to which he tells them that's where they hide the gun. He looks through it but can't find it. When he turns around, he gets shot in the head by the zombie, who apparently survived the shotgun hit by Harper. Nathan and Harper stab it into the wall so it's stuck, but they don't take the gun. Oh, what are you doing? Harper and Nathan get to the ladder to where they open the hatch. Harper goes out first, and then the witch closes the hatch before Nathan can get out. She then stands on the hatch, preventing Nathan from opening it. And when she walks toward Harper, Nathan is able to open the hatch and grabs her legs, causing her to fall. Then Harper runs over to her and smashes the witch's head with the hatch door. We get a scene of the clown who lights the place on fire, explaining why he had all the oil everywhere earlier. Harper and Nathan run to their car but see that the keys are missing. Nathan also grabs his bat while he is at the car. So then they continue to run toward the fence where they start to climb. Before Nathan gets over, he notices the zombie is still alive and is walking toward him. Instead of running away, he jumps out with his bat at the ready. The zombie still has the gun and shoots Nathan in the side, but Nathan nails the zombie in the head with the bat, killing it once and for all. They then climb over the fence and run to the road where they see Sam's truck and drive to safety. Harper wakes up in the hospital after having a nightmare, and the doctor asks her to sign the form and to put her address. She then realizes when she signed the waiver at the haunted house, she put her address down. Then we see the clown going to Harper's house, but Harper was prepared. She rigged her house with traps, giving the clown payback. She then shoots the clown, killing it. The end. The end. Now to my review. Haunt is a movie I went in with not too high of hopes. I really didn't expect it to be much, but it passed my expectations by a lot, and I actually really did enjoy the movie. So I'll start off with some things that I really liked in this movie. The setting. I really enjoyed the setting of the haunted house. It had this claustrophobic feel to it. It really made the movie feel intense, and I also liked how it wasn't like a maze. Like, you kind of understand how it is. There's an entrance, it splits into two paths, and then it meets back up here, and then there's the end. Like, it's pretty consistent. I just really liked it. I like that idea. I like the haunted house. I like the set design, and I like the costumes. I thought Gabby, the person that made the costumes, did a really good job, and I was really impressed. So yeah, I think she also made that key. She made the key in this little house thing she grabs the key from. The acting was really good. Overall, all the people did a great job in the movie. And for some odd reason, I really liked Angela's character. I like how she was funny. Her comedy hit for me pretty well.
You should come out with us, though. Get your mind off of the boyfriend drama.
I don't have a costume. It would be weird.
It's Halloween. Weird is good.
The fuck are you supposed to be anyways?
What do you mean, what the fuck am I supposed to be?
Here.
Front half of a human centipede. Other two dudes just bailed, so now I'm walking around looking like a fucking jackass.
Oh, now you look like a jackass?
They bailed because they didn't want to eat ass all night.
She was funny. I thought she was pretty badass too. When they're feeling in those hand things, she's like, "Who's going first?" And then Nathan and Bailey were like, so then she's like, "Pussies," and went. I kind of thought it was badass.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Pussies.
Maybe it's because I find her pretty attractive, but no, she did a really good job, and I just liked her character. I like how she was written. I like the actor and how she portrayed her. I just liked her character. I'm glad that the mask reveal of the devil guy wasn't like Sam or wasn't somebody Harper knew. I'm glad it was nobody, because it just kind of took me by surprise. I was like, who's it gonna be? And then when it shows this creepy messed up face, you're like, oh shit, she's fucked. She is not getting out of that house. They're just random serial killers. So, you know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, these people are just relentless. It's not a revenge story. These are just terrible people. Now to the things that I didn't like. Sam. And I'm not talking about the actor of Sam. And there are aspects of Sam I like. I did understand the kind of abusive relationship thing. I did like that aspect of the movie. But Sam was kind of wasted, I feel like. The only reason they had Nathan go to that room to text Sam to come was so he left his pickup truck with the door open so that at the very end, Nathan and Harper would find a way out. That was literally the only reason they had Sam arrive to the house. Also, for poor decisions, kind of what people call horror movie decisions, There's one in particular that I really hated. At the end, when the vampire guy gets shot in the head while he's looking for that gun by the zombie, and then they attack the zombie and they like use their weapons like the axe and the the pitchfork to stab it and get it stuck in the wall, but then they literally don't grab the gun. They don't grab the gun and they don't finish him off. They don't grab the gun or they don't finish him off. Like, they could have easily taken the gun, shot him, and then went up the hatchet and shot the witch easy. There wouldn't have been any issues, but not only, it's like taking the gun is one thing, but leaving it alive. I really hated that. I feel like that was a really bad horror movie decision, and I like this movie, but that really docked some points for me while I'm giving this movie a grade, because I feel like that's a really bad one. And I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, because up to that very moment, that 10-second clip, the movie's really good. But again, I just felt like that was an easy way. And the last thing that really bugged me was there wasn't much resemblance to the group that went in before them. Besides that scene at the beginning where you see the girl get her face burned, that's the only resemblance to the people that went in at the beginning of the movie. You know, I thought maybe we would see other people's bodies. I thought maybe we would meet the people from the group before, like see some of the guys that went in or girls that went in before them, and kind of maybe have them team up a little bit. I don't know why we didn't see them. They went in right before Harper and her friends went in, so it wasn't like they went in hours before. So they literally went in like 10-15 minutes before they did, and I'm surprised they literally only saw the girl get burned at the beginning. There was no bodies found. Even when Nathan was running through the staff area, there still wasn't any bodies there. Picture when Nathan went under that tarp to hide from Mitch. Instead of stepping back and hitting the paint cans, he ran into dead bodies and jumped. Not even maybe in a jump scare, but that would have been crazy. Like, I'm just saying that would have been awesome. I just think that would have been great. I feel like they should have done something with that. Besides those things, I liked pretty much all of the movie. Besides what I just said, I thought the movie was a great time. I recommend you see it. And it was the hidden gem of the year. I have to give it that. I know I just went into some negatives pretty deeply. I'm giving the movie the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to let all the positives outweigh those negatives. I'm going to give Haunt 2019 a 77%. I definitely think this is a really good movie. I'll do what I did with Tusk. As a horror movie, I'll give this a B. But as a movie, I'll give it around a 77%, which is still really good, especially for a horror movie. Alright guys, that is my review dash ending explained dash full plot analysis or whatever of this movie. If you guys really enjoyed this movie, please subscribe and hit the like button, and comment down. It really does motivate me when you guys comment down. I spend a lot of time on my scripts and work really hard on them. I'm not trying to make you feel for me or anything. I'm just saying that I do work hard on my videos, and if you guys enjoy them, subscribing, liking the video are ways to let me know. So yeah guys, with that being it, I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, I'm going to be doing some more normal reviews. I'll probably be going to see The Invisible Man. Hopefully, that's not a promise. That's something I hope to do, and possibly review that movie. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Watch this movie, and peace out. Bye.